I want to know what y'all think about Andrew Cuomo and the sexual misconduct allegations.
Well, he's not really denying most of them. He's saying stuff like he just apologized for what he was doing in the misreading the girls.
Mm-hmm.
But he's making unwanted passes.
Why wouldn't you
I
wait?
think it's
Yeah.
creepy. I don't know how much of it's like more so. I don't think he could actually get in trouble for it, but he might have to resign for it.
He said he's not resigning. He
Well,
apologized.
he's not resigning right now, but they might have to get him out of there. But
He said that he had not touched. He was very specific and said he had not touched anybody inappropriately. I mean, I really don't feel like he should resign. I don't.
yeah, I don't know. I think just because he messed up on the stuff that's going on right now, people trying to come for him. Because when you hear about what's going on, he's just an old man who's a dirty old man.
A fine, dirty old man too. Because listen, if he said some of
You
that
think
stuff
he
to
Al
me,
Pacino? That's the one thing I
I would
like
have took
about
it
him.
a different way. Not saying because
I
he's
just
married. Not saying that, but I feel like my personality type is the one who might laugh and be like, "Man, you better quit playing with me."
right. And
That's
I
the
just
reason.
think that I just think that whenever somebody when stuff like that happens, I just get an instant attitude with it because I know that there's something behind it. There's a different intent for that. Like you know what I'm
Somebody's
saying?
blackmailing him. Somebody's blackmailing him.
Yeah, yes, for sure. For sure.
Do y'all think it's a coincidence that he's getting all this heat for the COVID-19 and the elderly care homes, and
Yeah,
then right
they're
after that, these allegations start
yeah,
coming
they're
out?
trying.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's what it's really about. It's about the elderly people. Well, not that stuff that happened to them. So whoever is taking the flack for that, I feel like is actually trying to smear his name and get him out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I look at it. They're trying to get him out of here, and which I don't know, man, because they played the video. They tried to make a video surface that where he was talking crazy to the one girl, but the girl came out and said she ain't feel no type of way about it. Where he
So
talking
how
about his
did they get the
daughter.
video?
They always trying
Because it
to
was like his
do
daughter's
something or
party or something like that.
But
like
if she said she ain't feel no type of way about it, how did they get the video?
It wasn't that. It was like a video. It might have been like it was. He was talking crazy to her, but she wasn't the one filming. Does that make sense? So
She
somebody.
wasn't. So who was filming and why did they?
It was just something. They was having a big party. Like it was like a party, and she had this sausage, and he kept saying, "That's do you like big sausages?"
I saw the video, but you're not answering my question. Who leaked the video?
I don't know who leaked the video.
the video guy, whoever
Yeah,
was
whoever the
filming.
video
All
guy. I
right.
don't
So
know the video guy.
what would be their reason in leaking that video?
Money.
Yeah,
Whoever's trying to smear him that's paying big money for
yeah,
information on him.
Right,
for
because you
sure.
can't really. Okay, yeah, he said that, but if the girl didn't feel no type of way about it, then there's nothing to see. There's nothing to talk about here.
But the problem was is people make their assumptions and views on it before the girl was
He
able to
should have
come out
never
and make
said
a
that to
fucking.
her. That was inappropriate. But isn't it for me to judge whether or not what you said to me is inappropriate? I mean,
Well,
and then like I don't know. I'm when it comes to things people say to me, I'm usually pretty okay with like telling them, man, you better go ahead or
right.
quit playing or whatever, and not even really thinking too much into it after that. It's the thing that I personally would have is something physical. But
Hmm.
somebody saying something verbally that might be inappropriate, I could. But I mean, I can't say who's strong enough to do that. You could
Well,
feel
the girls that's speaking out now, they're what are they saying? Like they're not really saying anything.
He
He
had his hand.
said this.
It's almost like the
He
Joe Biden stuff. He had his hand on my back, and I didn't like it.
yeah, like I didn't like it. Why you ain't say nothing then? Why are you saying something now? That's my whole problem. Like if like literally if this is the first time you ever spoke out about it, and what I mean by that is saying like when it happened, you might have not told the world, but you told somebody. Like you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like you told somebody. They've never even said anything to anybody, but now here they go. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well,
I just I don't understand it. I just don't understand it.
Like I
And the
don't want
same
to feel
thing,
like I'm insensitive, but a lot of this stuff be almost like you be seeing
me
those
either.
infomercials at the end of the night, and they be having paid actors, and they be on there talking about how good the product works. That's how it be sometimes with a lot of these people when it's like they just be looking for the money.
and I still am having a hard time wrapping my mind around people sitting on this information and coming out way later. Like, I feel like if something happened to me, if I don't say something immediately, then I ain't saying nothing at all.
They need to start investigating this stuff, and people need to start getting charges when the stuff become untrue. Like, because at the end of the day,
Cause I'm,
people's gonna remember
That's what
Cuomo.
I think too.
Yeah, because
That's what I
everybody,
think too.
regardless if he get cleared to everything, people still gonna look at him as the
It's a
person who got.
defamation of character.
Yeah,
It's
it
it's
is.
it's a defamation of character. Like I feel like they should be held accountable for it. Like you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I was just saying that about the whole Antonio Brown situation. You know, when they was trying to blackball him out the league or whatever, all of these sexual allegations, he doing this, that, and the third. That man then came back to the NFL and won a Super Bowl. Where's homegirls? Where are they? What's going on with that? You ain't heard shit. And I just think that shit is crazy.
Now,
That's
I
what,
do think that sexual misconduct or assault allegations should be handled on a case by case basis. Because even like the one lady, they were talking about how she was fired for like harassing or mistreating three black women, on the job. And that's how she got fired. Um, so
who?
you're claiming that Andrew Cuomo abused you, but on the same time, you're an abuser.
Right.
You should just been quiet, ma'am.
And that leads me to think that you got an ulterior
Mm-hmm.
motive. Like you know what I mean? Like you
I got
got
an
fired for
ulterior.
it.
I got
So
an
let
ulterior
me let
motive.
me take somebody else down with me, or you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just
Well, what I think it was because from what I remember, she had been got fired for that, but then she was running for some kind of office after the fact. But see, here's the thing though, like they have a heavily associated political family because their
mm,
father was governor before for a while too.
mhm,
So, all right, even if Andrew Cuomo resigned, these women who come out with these, it's likely that y'all not going to have no career because he can make some phone calls. You think that he's not
mhm,
connected in political circles and
mhm.
other types of circles to where they can be like, yeah, yeah, don't hire her.
Right.
So,
He's so
I mean,
funny to me, man. He remind me of Al Pacino. Like he to me, like it's like Al Pacino playing the part of a governor. Like every time he talks, he's just so theatrical.
but I think him and his brother Chris are like, they are definitely Italian to the core. Like, you know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
He
So,
can air it all in him. Even when he was talking about the girls, it's like, hey, if I made somebody feel unwanted, I apologize. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at least he ain't. I feel him though, because anything that they had on him, it wasn't to the point where it's like rapey though. So I feel him
right.
just
mhm.
coming out and saying, if I made somebody feel uncomfortable, I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like and that probably wasn't his intentions on saying that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
just because I said that doesn't mean that I'm like physically attracted to you or I want you or I'm trying to do something to you.
Look,
Like
Sam, if
sometimes,
anybody know an old New Yorker, them old New York
yeah.
dudes, they talk crazy. They talk like construction workers.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just
Look at Trump. They
I
talk
mean, I
crazy.
kind of feel like people need to just, I don't know, to me, I would have just took it as a lesson learned. Like, dang, I should have said something at the time.
Yeah, you
If
do
it ever
gotta check.
happens to me again, I'm calling
Women,
them out
women do gotta
immediately.
check those type of. If you don't, if you feel like the comment is unnecessary and don't want it, you gotta check the dude right then and there because that
right,
might just be the way they talk.
right.
It could,
And
and if you're working there, they potentially gonna keep doing it. So if
Mm-hmm.
you
that's what I'm
gonna be
saying.
with it, like,
And given the time that we're in now and we've seen all of these things happen, I feel like there needs to be some type of receipt. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you didn't tell nobody publicly, but you told HR or you told somebody where as though you could be like, well, this happened to me today. I don't like, you know what I'm saying? I said something to him, I'm saying something to y'all or whatever. And just if you're gonna keep it moving or do whatever. But don't be waiting for no like what are you waiting for?
But see, then the old thing come in place. We had a whole talk about this when we was watching the morning show. When somebody got that type of power over you, can you say you were kind of intimidated and that's why you didn't come out?
also, yeah, because you know what? Also, I can say, I
Well,
at my age, I would say something right then and there. That's if it's something verbal like the Andrew Cuomo situation. If it's something physical, I don't know. Especially if my career's on the line. It's I'm the only one providing for my kid. There's a lot of things that you would have to think about in that sense. But as far as it being something said to me, I have no problem. I don't care who you are, the CEO, whatever. Man, go ahead.
right, and you just raised that point again, Tavi. You said if they intimidate about a power, that's a you problem. That's not their problem.
Listen,
If you feel intimidated,
you know what side I stand doing on this,
I
but
know, but I'm just saying, like
Hmm.
I understand.
it is
Well,
what it is though at this
I
point.
not really in the workplace. I disagree, only because if you report this person to HR or you come out to the media, like we was talking about with Andrew Cuomo, they are connected in certain circles, and they can really end your career.
Mm-hmm.
So
What's so different about just because it's not physical? Is that the only difference? Is why your stand's
no,
different in this one?
I was saying
You're,
me personally. Me
uh,
personally, I can't judge a woman whether they felt super
Yeah.
intimidated and couldn't speak up based off of something
Right.
somebody said to them. I would speak up based off, but I can't. Some people scary and they just can't
Mm-hmm.
do
and
it.
some people are passive.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, maybe scary. Scary wasn't the right word to use, but
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
but
yeah,
it's hard to tell because there's no like human lie detector test to call bullshit out right on the spot. So there's that
Right.
you can't tell who's
mhm.
telling the truth and who's genuinely like scared. You know what I mean?
Right.
The
And
people that's
honestly,
genuinely
like
scared, I feel for them. But the people who's just trying to get a check, fuck them. Like they need to go down.
that, and the thing that I have a problem with during this whole Me Too era, this movement, whatever, is that it feeds a narrative that of believe all women. Guess what? I'm a woman. I don't believe all women. I don't.
There's a lot of nutball
And
women.
that's really so dangerous that have that mindset and that mind frame coming from a woman. I'm telling you that only because I'm a woman
That's
and
what I was gonna say to you. We're women.
I
We
know
know.
I know the power of just by what I'm saying can do. You know what I mean? And I
Hmm.
know that people is just gonna be on my side just because I'm a woman and I said that shit. That shit is crazy. Like, you know what I'm
And
saying?
you also know when it comes to women, at the end of the day, we can be a lot more vindictive than men. We really can.
True, but Y'all can, but there's a lot of men that got those type of women tendencies too.
There are, but
There
would you say
is.
when?
Yes,
You
there
you're
is.
you're you're about a nigga slicing a dude's tires. You like what?
Candy bitch assness. I can't stand it.
Yeah,
How dudes slice another dude's tires?
but
Yeah.
I feel like that's a special type of dude. With
Yeah.
women,
Yeah.
you get us in the right spot. Each and every one of us got it in us. I feel like.
At least out of 5 women, 2 of them is nuts.
I'm gonna say three.
3.
So you
Damn,
said
I hope I
sixty
ain't in that
percent?
group of women.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying 40%. You said sixty
yeah.
percent.
Mm-hmm. I
Sheesh.
definitely am. Cause I feel like women are more led by their emotions. So it will cause them to do things that are more vindictive and stuff
Females
like
are
that.
emotional creatures.
Yeah,
Men
that's
are
my
emotional too.
and they are.
Very.
But do you think that men are able to separate it better than
No,
women?
no, no. I think men just act different on it.
Okay. All right, I'll take that.
A man will tell you that he's not being emotional, be emotional telling you that he's not.
Like, man,
But you're
look
Well,
what
screaming.
she did.
speaking of sexual harassment and involvement, they're saying that Ti's lawyer offered the 11 alleged victims against them hush money,
You see,
and
he's kicked off of that show. I mean, off of that movie.
yep, and they
Well, I heard that he backed away from it. He didn't get kicked off. That's what I heard.
Yeah. Okay.
oh
You
Okay.
think, but you think there was a conversation had, and they like, well, we can
Yeah.
do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way.
Yeah. Exactly.
he might have been given an ultimatum:
hmm
step back
Exactly.
or cut you. Like it'll look better if you step back, or we going. You know what I mean? So
hmm
he might have took
Either way,
the
you're not doing this movie.
yeah yes.
Like the
They
lady
stopped
from Nike.
they stopped production on the their little show. I forget what it's called.
The family T.I. Tiny.
Yeah, they stopped production on that, and I heard Nelly's name came up in some allegations that maybe
Oh,
um yeah, yeah. So it's a lot going on with that, and I was holding firm on um what I was thinking and believing, but for their lawyer, if it's true, to offer the victims hush money, I don't know what that's saying to me. I got mixed emotions by that. Like
but then
here, take
then
take this
Trump
money and shut the fuck up,
then
or
Trump
here,
offer
like
us money though. It's like
No, I mean, I don't. Is it hush money or is it an out of court settlement?
NDA.
right.
Because
I
people do
don't
that
know.
all the time.
I don't
People
know.
do
And,
that
and
all
is
the
that what they really wanted? That was the aim. That was the goal for them to do that. You know what I'm saying? And they can't fight it because the allegations hold weight, even though the victims consented. Does that make sense?
Ain't that so crazy? That's so crazy. He had so much stuff going on for himself too. He got that Netflix show. He had that new position that the mayor from Georgia, well, Atlanta was about to give him.
But celebrities, from what I hear, do this all the time because it's just easier to pay the accuser and make it go away than it is to go through a whole bunch of lengthy, expensive
Yeah, the
court.
drawn out process and
Mhm.
all of
And
that
plus, it's
shit.
all that's all public records once it come out too.
Mhm.
So you try not to let it come out.
Now, I do want to say this because I have not, since the last time we talked about it, I don't really feel like I followed the story. I probably heard like a little teeny bit about what you just said, but I don't know. I think I still disagree as far as the whole consent thing based on the original uh, information that we got. I think with this, there's a slippery slip when it comes to consent and drugs being involved.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I mean, technicalities, I'm not too sure. Then, like,
The
once everything the
technicalities.
and when once the details and stuff come out, I'm not sure if like the people might have been already intoxicated when offered to have sex. You know what I mean, or under some type of drug influence. So you know,
Mm-hmm.
there's a whole bunch of things that's in place that I didn't take into consideration. So I would like to hear the full extent of the story, but as of right now, I'm not canceling Ti right now.
No. And if I wasn't, and if I had to be a juror on the jury, I would want to know more in depth about them, what the actions that were leading up to getting there. Like, because you to to a certain extent there is some consent. They didn't force those drugs down their throat, did they?
Well, there's this one lady. She's a military service member, and she said that her drink was spiked, and she didn't know. She was just feeling weird.
See, the,
That's the testimonial that I heard the other day, and she said that she was raped.
now is it that somebody put something in the champagne bottle and she asked for a drink and she ain't know, or did somebody really put something in her drink already?
What was she doing there? How did she get there?
Exactly. Was she part
It
of?
was a
Was she in the
party situation.
VIP? Was she in the
It
VIP
was
and she
some
asked
sort of
for?
party or something, and she was there with her friend. Her friend went home, and she definitely did say that Tiny was the aggressor, allegedly. This is all alleged.
Well, I just hope the truth comes to the light. Whoever,
Yes.
like, whatever situation happened, I'm
Yes.
whether it's Ti and Tiny being the victims or the victims being the victims, somebody's a
Mm-hmm.
victim in the situation. So hopefully they get it right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think
It's the,
the drugging part is the sketchy part because to me, like, I don't really feel like even with Ti saying what he said on IG, he didn't necessarily deny that they have women come back to their home after a party or after the strip club or whatever. He just made sure he said it was consenting adults.
But
yeah.
Um,
there,
so
but
it's the consent part that's in question,
and
really.
see, there's different. I want to say there's different. The stories are so different. The way he's making it sound like it's just one general situation, but the way that the stories was at, and that they're all separate situations. You know what I mean? So one might have
Right.
been a house party, but another could have been y'all was coming home from the club or something. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
um there's different situations to all the women's stories.
And that's why I feel like all of these allegations with Ti, with Andrew Cuomo, need to be handled on a case by case basis. Because
I agree. I agree because every situation is different, and every situation should be handled, especially when it's something like that detrimental to somebody's character, well-being, moving forward. I feel like there needs the receipts is heavy. Like it needs to be without a doubt, without a you know what I mean, moving forward. And if the allegations turn out to not be true, like then those people need to be held accountable for that shit.
That's what's
Period.
going on.
absolutely,
What's going on with the girl who said the mystical rape thing right there? Didn't she say that she was lying or something like that?
I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't hear that. And he went to jail for that shit,
Yeah, he
didn't
just
he?
got out. He just got
Mm-hmm.
out for that shit. My
And
source
see, that's what
said,
I'm saying. Like if she said that and he went to jail for that, and now to come out a couple years later to say that she was lying again, a female nun, the strength of her tongue, just by saying these things and sticking with that story, that got that man in jail. And now for you to come out and saying you lying, it was a lie or whatever, she needs to go to
Man,
jail. She needs to be held accountable for that
yes,
shit.
she do, and she need to do the same amount of time that he did based on the
Mm-hmm.
accusation that
Mm-hmm.
you made.
And she's one more person that makes it hard for the people that really are victims. Because I'm
Yeah.
not saying that everybody is not a victim, but people like that makes it 10 times harder for the next person
Mm-hmm.
to be believed.
They
shit,
really did.
look at that one white lady with Emmett Till.
Oh man, she ain't confessed until she was ready to croak.
That's super trifling.
That's sad. That's so sad.
It's not knowledge on that beat.